I feel like my eyes are bleeding from watching my beloved Sixers these past two games. Absolutely horrendous. This is a game you should have came down, even without Embiid, and mop the floor with this team. Knowing there's going to be no Anthony Davis in here, very sparingly, you should have mopped the floor. They got out to a big lead. They almost maintained it. But then in usual Sixers fashion, they freaking blew it, and it came down to the last seconds yet again. Why is that? From poor decision-making, no basketball intelligence coming from the man running the team, and from the players not making intelligent moves on the basketball court, and turning the ball over 20 freaking times. I can't watch this shit. With no Embiid, they don't know what to do. They have no idea what to do. And by that, I mean Brett Brown has no idea what to do. Okay, the team looks completely lost without the big fella in the back. And it's even more glaring on the defensive end because of all the block shots that he can really get during a game, or even alter, even shots altering. It's too easy to break down our defense with the dribble penetration. It takes one move by any guard to break down the defense, and then you've got no JoJo in the back, so it's going to be easy buckets. They destroyed us points in the paint, 72-56. We were annihilating them, and then all of a sudden they just turned it up. We lost Boban. It did not look good. He had to be helped off the court. Not looking good. Okay, now you've got the two big guys injured. JoJo will be back for the OKC game. Going to be a little bit of rust. But let me ask you this question. Why did it have to take an injury to Boban for us to see Justin Patton come up here and get some action? Because we traded for him. There was another piece in that Jimmy Butler trade, and you have yet to see what you got out of the kid. He debuted finally for the Bluecoats in the beginning of February, and all about one game, he's been pretty good. You've got an athletic big in Justin Patton who can stretch the floor a little bit. Probably not as far as Bolden can, but still, it's an athletic big. It's a 7-footer who can block shots a lot better than Bolden, can move his feet a lot quicker, and it shouldn't have taken an injury for us to see what we got out of him. So now he should be called up from the Bluecoats to back up JoJo. I don't think you can ever have enough big bodies, especially with the injury history of Joel Embiid. Okay? I mean, it's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. We got big production out of Mike Scott. Thank God for him and Boban's 12 points each, or we would have lost this. And thank God for the whole situation going down there in New Orleans with Anthony Davis wanting to leave and them only playing him 20 minutes, because if he was in there, there was no doubt in my mind we would have lost this game. No doubt in my mind at all. So, you're telling me this team that is picked to go to the finals, if not anything but the championship game, but you can't even get past teams like the Miami Heat and 20 minutes of Anthony Davis. It's a joke. There's no game planning. There's no discipline. There is no knowledge from the head coach. It's just sloppy basketball. And what does he do? The other night when we played Portland, okay, when they mopped the floor with us, completely destroyed us, we had absolutely no answers for anybody. There was no rebounding. They killed us on the offensive glass. I mean, you had a guy like Layman coming in here and getting 11 boards. Who? Freaking getting dunks on you. Who? Dame Lillard didn't even have that great of a game scoring-wise. But he did destroy us with his playmaking ability. And so did Nurkic. And that all has to do with not moving the ball, which we didn't do in this game either. There was no ball movement. It was a lot of standing around. A lot of times where we were going on droughts because there was no offense. Because all that was happening was a lot of the dribble penetration. No dribble penetration in the beginning. Simmons started off hot. I love the aggression I was seeing out of Simmons. He even took that three-pointer. He looked great. Ben Simmons, or Brett Brown takes him out, and then nothing else we get out of Ben Simmons. He just stopped for whatever reason. Tobias was a monster again. And then Jimmy, ever since that Tobias trade, has only been taking about 10 shots a game. Cannot happen. We cannot have that out of our quote-unquote closer. And then Brett, this is where I blame Brett yet again. You don't go to him for all 3 quarters, but then you want to lean on him and rely on him. And at the end of games, when he hasn't really been incorporated in the offense at all, and you expected to close it out for him. The guy's been cold all game. You can't just flick a switch and expect him to just keep making shots when you have no offense drawn up for him. Oh, yeah, Jimmy, here you go. Just go get yours. Go get your own. I hate Brett Brown. I hate him. He should be fired right now. This was all luck that we won this game tonight. All luck. 20 turnovers again. Yeah, it's tough to win on the road, but this is an absolute disgrace. He doesn't know what to do without JoJo being there. There's no giving it the ball down on the block. You know why? Because he doesn't know how to call plays. He's not a head coach. He's a developmental assistant coach. That's all he'll ever be. He needs to get fired. He's not going to lead us to a championship. He's not even going to get us to the second round of the playoffs. He has digressed. And you have Jonathan Simmons in the game. I know J.J. Redick has to get spelled for some minutes, but put James Ennis in because Jonathan Simmons is way worse than him. I haven't seen anything positive out of Jonathan Simmons. He's the most selfish player I have watched play basketball. He thinks he's trying to be a highlight reel or something. He takes on 4-on-1, okay? When he stole the ball, Simmons was wide open for the alley-oop. He takes a jump shot, misses it. He freaking misses 2 free throws at the end of the game. Why is he even at the end of the game? Why are you inbounding it to him trying to escape the ball? No. He cannot shoot. He sucks. He got freaking beat. His ankles were broke multiple times. Multiple times by Drew Holiday. He made him look silly. At least when Ennis is out there, he tries to share the ball and make a collective effort to try to get others involved. Simmons is trying to get his and show, like, okay, this is why I deserve to be on this team. Nah. You're going to go to the back of the bench, and you're not going to play for the next 5 games if this was a real head coach. But Brett's going to baby everybody. And I love what he had to say after the Portland game about some of his players. Oh, why did you lose? Was there no energy? There was no defensive effort. Well, instead of calling players out, all he did was, I gotta go check the tape. Nah, you know exactly what the hell was wrong. You just don't have the balls to call out your players because you're a bitch. We don't need that in a head coach. That freaking passive-aggressive bullshit does not work. You need to freaking own up and call out for whoever doesn't do their freaking job right. He is not the man for this job. He is not a Philly coach. He needs to get the fuck out. You're corny. Freaking 111 to 110. Barely beating the New Orleans Pelicans. Are you kidding me, dude? Good God. And losing Boban, this is a huge injury. That did not look good. It looked like he tore something with Diallo falling in the back of his leg and the way his knee twisted. A guy that size falling like that, this is going to be a huge loss. So, thank God we get JoJo back. He'll be back for that game on Thursday against OKC. But, I think we're going to get destroyed, to tell you the truth. If we have this many turnovers during a great defensive team in the Thunder, it's not going to be like us scraping by and like holding on to a 3-point lead. It's going to be them taking a 20-point lead and keeping it and building on it. It's just a joke, man. This whole staff just needs to be wiped out and fired. So Elton Brand needs to start taking some flyers and seeing what we have out there for assistants and head coaching vacancies. Whether you have to trade for it, I don't know what the hell you got to do, but you got to do something. Try to pry away Nova's coach, okay? They just lost. They're losing left and right. Jay Wright, you know, maybe that piques his interest on wanting to leave Nova. I don't think so, but you never know. Look at anybody. I'll take Chip Kelly over Brett Brown right now. I mean, this is just... It hurts to watch. Like, I dread watching the Sixers now. Because I know even if we build up a 15, 20-point lead, I know we're going to freaking bleed like a sieve and watch it just dissipate like that. It just evaporates like that. And Portland's not a slouch team. That is a very underrated team. Very good. Little market. Always built their success through the draft because there's not a lot of big... They're not going to attract a lot of big free agents living in the Pacific Northwest. Little market money. But they got a great coach out there in Terry Stotts. I believe that's his name. You know, good talent. So they wiped the floor with us. And I knew they were gonna. Well, I knew we were gonna have issues with them just because of their guard play. You've seen the NBA transition. You know, it all used to be about post play and big men. Now it's all guard driven. Something that we cannot stop. A huge part of this would, if we had Zaire Smith in here, he would be able to help with this situation. Kind of stop the bleeding a little bit. He got a Jones fracture. Lo and behold, he fulfills what the Sixers' first-round pick become. Has to get redshirted his first year. Gets an injury. We all know that. You know, thank God for Tobias' points tonight. But it's all about incorporating everybody. But it was just a lot of standing around, watching people play. Before Boban got hurt, or watching nobody play, trying to do iso ball at that one point, when Boban was at the top of the three-point line, nobody was moving, the shot clock was running down, and then they try to hand it off to JJ, go figure, and they turn the ball over in transition. You know, we had 20 turnovers. Pelicans had 23 points of the 20 turnovers. Huge. We didn't get to the line. That's been a huge success. You know why? Because no JoJo. We don't feed nobody in the post. Joel Embiid's the only guy that can do that. Put Jimmy on the block. Okay? He's a success. And you don't see Jimmy really attacking the basket really anymore. He penetrates and he likes to kick out. Ben was doing a fantastic job. I wish he would have continued to do that. He went away from it for whatever reason. And the way he just subs, it's just, we all know this. I can't stand Brett Brown. He's got to go. And I'm praying that this comes to light in Elton Brand's, you know. Can't wait to see our week D collapse on everything and watch George to wipe in threes. It's going to happen. We all know it's going to happen. I'm chalking that up as a loss already. Not yet, Smooth. They're not done yet. Although they lost to the Pelicans, too. I think you guys made a mistake by letting Julius Randle go. I think that was a huge mistake. They should have kept him. Definitely a nice player. Would have helped out LeBron a lot more than what they got now. Pair him with Kuzma, what have you. But just to mix it up a little bit, the way he takes 4 players out, 4 players in, it's like watching a hockey rotation. Or whatever you call it. I don't watch hockey, but switch it on the line. You take so many players out. It's when they go small and they have Ben playing the 5. I hate that. I love Amir Johnson. He's taking up a roster spot right now. He should just look into becoming a coach right now. Don't suit up. Sit at the end of the bench. Help out the young guys in the locker situation. You're not going to be getting any playing time. He's too long in the tooth at this point to really be effective out on the court, I think. But now with the injury to Boban, I don't know what happened to him, but it did not look good. We need to call up Justin Patton and see what we can get out of this kid. Yeah. You know, it's rough. It's rough to watch the second half right now. Last year, we went on a huge run and won 16 games to get us to 52 wins and the 3rd seed. And this win was huge tonight because Detroit beat Indiana. So now we're only 1 game behind Indiana. I want to continue to climb and get at least the 3rd seed, if at anything. You know, it was big when the Bulls beat Boston. This is what we have to take advantage of. It's not only what's happening with us, it's what's happening with the race for the East right now. Because between us, the Pacers, and the Celtics, it is so close. Every game means something. You have to be able to put teams away like this. This should just be a chalked up easy win. Okay? You should have more energy going on the road than you do even at home. To have that edge. To have that little bit of advantage coming in. You know they're having issues with their superstar player in Anthony Davis, demanding he wanted to trade. So that should give you all the advantage and edge you need to come in there and just get the W. Walk away. Look forward to the next game. I mean, the Celtics just lost the... Right, and that's huge, Styles. That's what I mean. They just lost to Chicago, so we should be able to pick up these wins to help us climb in the standings. And it's big that, like I said, Detroit beat Indiana. So we want to continue to keep winning these games that we should win. It shouldn't be close. We built the big lead. We did not maintain it. It's just piss-poor defense. Piss-poor defense, lackadaisical, no energy, going on huge droughts because there's no ball movement. That reminds me of Andy Reid with no time management skills. He's awful, Alex. Yeah, I'm very worried about that game in OKC. What up, Kurt? Man, if you don't watch the game, it's a freaking nail-biter. We completely melt... I'm not going to say anything if you didn't watch the game. If you just tuned into me ranting. But good God. I'm okay with us losing to Portland, but not by that much. I don't want to get disgraced on our own home court. Yeah, he'll be back for Thursday. Definitely. They wanted to rest him up. You know, they probably chalked up the loss if we were to lose to Portland, okay. But this game, you definitely weren't going to bring him back for that. Because we should have handled them, no problem. And I want to hear the excuses where, like, oh, you know, you should be able to... We don't have our best player. I don't care. We've got how many other good players on this team? One player does not make a team in the NBA. 3 does, not 1. 1 does not. So you've got Ben Simmons, you've got Jimmy. It's all about incorporating these guys. Harris is going to get his. Now, if you can't beat Portland because they're a great team out, and, of course, they're from the West. They've been a powerhouse. The West has been better than the East for as long as I can remember. But you don't get disgraced like that in your home court. We made it a game in the first half of that Portland game. And then it was just everything got away from us. They let up so many offensive rebounds in that game. Absolute disgrace. Yeah, it's something we've seen all season. There's just no energy. There's no... But, hey, Simmons shot another 3. Hey, I'm cool with that. And I love the aggressiveness that I've seen out of Ben Simmons since JoJo's been out. He's kind of wanted to put this team on his shoulders. And he did drop 29 against Portland, but he was still negative 20 when he was on the court. He was getting cooked defensively. You know, he did put up points, but he did not really... I don't think he played an overall great game in when we played Portland. You think Butler comes back if Brown is still... I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on with Jimmy. He does not look like himself. He does not look like the player I've seen with Chicago and even the Timberwolves. It's like there's no lift to him. There's no energy. He's not attacking the basket. He doesn't look to take shots. I mean, he's averaging, since the Tobias trade, which we all knew shot distribution was going to come... It was going to get lowered for everybody. But he's only taken 10 shots per game. About 18% of the offense. That cannot be. You want him to be your closer at the end of games, play point? You got to get him the ball more. And not just in the fourth quarter. That was huge. His defense at the end of that game was huge. But it shouldn't have come to that. It should have not came to that at all. That is coaching. He can't find ways to get Jimmy the ball. That is so much pressure to put on a guy. You don't get it to him in the offense. You don't feed him the ball all 3 quarters. And then you just expect him to shut the game out for you when it gets close. Just lean on him. Nah. He's fucking cold at this point. We should just stick to what built us that lead, and we don't do it. Lacks creative coach in this league, plain and simple. Yes, he does. He's a bona fide assistant. That's all he is. That's all he will ever be. He is not a head coach. Not everybody can hack it. It's not meant for everybody. He gave it a try. Sorry, Brett. You are not destined to be a head coach. You're just not. Billy Lang, Monty Williams, they got to go too. Also just as bad as Brett. It's brutal to watch. It's just, there is no creativity. It's just having the simple knowledge to even, why stray away from what gets you wins, from what builds you leads? You know, he messes up the chemistry of a team or even a unit, regardless of, you know, if a guy's been sitting for a little. If they build you, if that team's getting you out there and building you a lead, you stick with them. And we get up 3. Jimmy 3 more. Just run exactly. Run the offense that works. You know, continue to go down on the block. You got Boban. Feed him the ball. Go through him. You don't see any backdoors, really. You don't see anybody fighting through screens. There's no off screens. There's no pin downs. It's nothing. It's the most basic offense that I've ever watched. It's not even exciting. And now I have JoJo back, so that's huge, especially for the defensive end of the ball. But it's still going to be a lot of, you know, you don't ever see us go to a 2-3-2 or a 1-3. Right? Never. Full court press. Half court press. Anything. Double. Double a guy if he's going to go off. Guard the perimeter. Spread stuff out. Just do something different. It's always the same shit. They always kill us when JJ's out there. Okay, they do a pick and roll. The guy's going to switch. Easy layup. It is too much one-dimensional offense/defense. Nothing ever changes. And they burn us all the time. There are so many points given up when teams play us when it's points in the paint. Yeah, Mike Scott was huge tonight. If we didn't have his 4 3-pointers tonight, we would have lost this game. You know, I thought he was okay defensively. He's a huge pickup, and they need to re-sign him for next season. They cannot let him walk. He gives you grit. He gives you a lot of good things that this team needs. You know, the bench did okay. Like I said, you got 12 out of Boban. You got 12 out of Mike. A lot more production that we were getting earlier in the season. But maybe he has to switch it up to where JJ comes off the bench. You have Jimmy play the 2. Or maybe Jimmy comes... Like, just try different things to get a flow going. Did you see Ben make 9? Ben was unbelievable at the beginning of this game. I wish he would have continued to be aggressive like that. Well, you know, Brett took him out, and then he just... He kind of got a little passive. I wanted him to continue to do what he was doing. Go right at Anthony Davis. Attack him. Yeah. It's lackadaisical defense. And, you know, it's always like, oh, when they question Brett. Oh, well, you know, I didn't like what I saw on my team. We're going to try to fix that. Yeah, no shit. But nothing ever changes. Hey, at least Brent already alluded the Brett's numbered if they don't reach. I hope so. And I hope that's not all just talk from Elton Brand. Because if they don't get to the Eastern Conference Finals, it's a boom bust. All the moves that EB went out and did, and we're not even talking about Eastern Conference Finals because we can't even get past a freaking team like the New Orleans Pelicans. 20 turnovers, bro. It's the same shit night in and night out. And it's always close to double digits and points off of turnovers. It comes down to using saved by G League players. Yes, it is. Unfortunately, I still think Justin Patton should have been looked at prior to this Boban injury. See what you got out of the kid. He can only help you. With JoJo's injury history, you want to have as much centers on this roster as possible. Amir isn't going to be effective. He's only going to hurt this team because he's a little long in the tooth. You want to keep him there as a veteran presence, of course, to help the young guys come along, blah, blah, blah. Be like another assistant coach, okay? But he shouldn't really be suiting up He was a, DNP, which is cool, but you're taking up a roster spot, bro. If he could somehow just be a coach and not take up a roster spot, would be dope. Be huge. But he is, so I don't know who's going to get sent down to bring him up. Boban, I don't know if anybody's heard what his injury is, but he couldn't walk on that knee. A big guy going down with all that weight and that size, never is good. And it could have looked like the littlest thing, but it happens to offensive linemen in the NFL. They're really big guys. Somebody fell on the back of his leg. His knee went. That's how they could tear. Big guys break easy. Big boys fall hard. So we'll have JoJo back for that OKC game. They gave us a tough fight at the center, and we all remember. Paul George got that 3 right in Jimmy's face. Beat us. Buzzer beater almost. For Brett Brown not beating the Celtics without Kyrie, despite having a great starting lineup, it's embarrassing and icing on the cake. Yeah, well, they're a great team, though, and they're very well coached in Brad Stevens. But look, Alvin Gentry, very good coach, has little to work with. Yes, it does start. The discipline is not there. But Alvin Gentry is working with bare bones, nothing. And look he had the team fighting and clawing and keeping up with this team. It needs more grit, and that all starts with the coach. Brett lets everything slide, and it bothers the shit out of me. He doesn't hold anybody accountable for anything. We all should start a campaign to fire this joker, because he sucks. He needs to go. We've seen it last year. Great, he got his 52 wins. Who gives a crap? Whoop-de-doo, what have you done for me lately? That was nice to see. I still think we should have got further in the playoffs last year. Honestly, I think the Celtics are better and tougher without Kyrie. Yeah, they are. Because he's a ball-dominant guard. Pretty much playing without Joe and J.J. Redick hasn't really showed up on these games. Like it says, Westbrook gets the tech on Embiid. Yeah, those two don't like each other. So they'll probably be going at their throats. At each other's throats. But first and foremost, you got to stop Westbrook because he's the initiator of the offense, obviously. But it's a tough team to beat because of Billy Donovan and the way he sets up the... Brett struggles against coaches that, this is what he was supposed to be, that are known for their defense. That's what Billy Donovan does. He did it with all his teams when he was in Florida. Brad Stevens, great defensive coach. They play chess. He plays checkers against them. They are just putting in his hand. Brett Brown is. And they're going to be tough. They're going to throw all different types of defensive schemes at you. And it's all about making adjustments. We all know that in sports. Football, baseball, basketball, all of them. He cannot make in-game adjustments. He doesn't know what to do. Jonathan Simmons sucks. I don't want to see him out on there on the court. He's the most selfish player, one-sided player I've ever seen. They give him the ball. Okay? He doesn't look. He looks to shoot over 2 guys, 2 defenders. Then he's on a 4-on-1 break by himself. Turns the ball over. Defensively, without even a pick and roll, Drew breaks his ankles. With the pick and roll, he goes over it instead of through it. He doesn't even try to fight through it. He's poor in transition, which is what he excelled when he was with the Spurs, if you all remember. He shined. He showed flashes. That's what gave him that big contract in Orlando. And he didn't do squat in Orlando. Greg Popovich should be very disappointed in Brett. But he's gotten a lot of coaches' jobs. A lot of them have been successful, though. Mike Brown, Steve Kerr. You've got Budenholzer with Atlanta, and you're seeing what he's doing with the Bucks. It's a shame, out of all the guys that were successful under Popovich, we got the one guy that didn't rub off from what Popovich really teaches and orchestrates, and that's defense. It all starts with the defensive side of the ball. And that is something we do not do. There's stretches where we play flashes of defense, Lakers are done. I think they're toast. I think there's been a mutiny with LeBron trying to dictate and orchestrate what he wanted to do to try to get AD and trading all the young players away. I don't think they have respect for LeBron. They're not playing hard for him. I think they are done. It's going to end a stretch for LeBron, but he kind of shot himself in the foot by trying to control everything and, yada, yada. But thank God we don't have to worry about it. That's why I didn't want LeBron coming here in the first place, because of what he does to teams, coaches. Although, if we did have him here, Brett Brown would probably be gone by now. That would be the only good thing to having LeBron James here, is getting Brett Brown fired. So he's going to have to do that on his own now. You got this big game coming up Thursday on the road. We are now 15-14 on the road. For the media to push the GOAT agenda for LeBron, he sure doesn't make his teammates look great. Well, before he got hurt, they were the 4th seed in the West, and then him getting hurt, him trying to trade for AD. I honestly was never a big fan of LeBron. I think he's ruined the NBA with the whole shit with him going down to Miami and players not trying to fight hard or play hard or whatever, try to earn their championships, and let's just join super teams. He initiated that. He started that. And look at all the players that have followed. KD did it. Was up 3-1, remember that series, when he was with OKC. Warriors come back, beat them. What does he do? He joins that super team. Now you got Anthony Davis. You signed a contract, okay? Honor that shit. Don't sit there and complain that you want to join another team because now you're not winning. Oh, boo-hoo. This happened back in that was a little before my time, but I've heard from old heads that Isaiah Thomas had a chance to join the New York Knicks when they were a powerhouse, when they had Patrick Ewing. What did he say? Nah, I'm good. I won 2 championships here in Detroit. That's Patrick's team. I'm not going to go hone in and join another guy's team to create a super team. Same with KG. He didn't go leave and create a super team. He was traded at some point with the Celtics. So they didn't really create the first super team. A superstar didn't leave and join up. And then you got Boogie Cousins doing the same shit too. I mean, it's an absolute disgrace what he has done to the NBA. He's more watered it down than made it enjoyable, I think. It all started with him wanting to leave, because he thought his legacy was going to be affected if he didn't win a championship. He didn't want to turn out like a Charles Barkley. Or Gary Payton won one, but it was at the end of his career. He joined up with the Heat, with Shaq and Flash, to just get a chip like Juwan Howard did. You know? Corny. Karl Malone tried doing the same shit towards the end of his career. But he didn't want to end up like one of them superstars, go down in history, go in the Hall of Fame that never won a championship. There was so much pressure. Because he felt like he was the one to take the torch from MJ. That's the guy he idolized, right? So he didn't want to be like that. I feel like his legacy is more tarnished because he left Cleveland. He would have won championships in Cleveland if he just would have gave it a little bit more time. But he didn't. He got together with guys in the same draft class, joined 2 other Hall of Famers, and we all know what happened after that. And what it made it more enjoyable was they were all cocky, saying they were going to win 8, 9, 10 championships. They got beat their first year together by Dallas. That joint was popping. Loved it. Won 2 chips after that. The one he earned in Cleveland, though, that was amazing. That was fun to watch. You know, taking on a team like that. If he would have just waited, though. But it is what it is. Shit's history. But LeBron has definitely, I felt like, ruined the league. And he knew what he was getting into when he went out to LA. I think the number one flaw in LeBron's game is him not developing his off-the-ball game. I mean, LeBron's amazing. I'm liking the more aggressive Ben. So am I. And I hope he continues to do that when JoJo comes back. This is where Brett has to step in, though, because a lot of these guys get their points in the paint. You don't want JoJo taking as many threes as he does, but he kind of has to make room for Jimmy, who loves to drive to the lane, Ben, who's super aggressive that drives to the lane. That's why he's got to develop that jumper. So he doesn't have to be so pigeonholed into just getting his points by getting ahead of steam. You know what I mean? That's why it was nice to see him getting some points off the block. And how about that move tonight? A la Joel Embiid with the fake and around, and that's a Hakeem move. Hakeem Olajuwon. So, I definitely love the aggressiveness. This is what I saw out of Ben Simmons last year. That's why I got so mad at him at the beginning of the season in all my videos ripping this bull. Because he was being too passive. And it happened tonight, too. Not with him, but... Well, with one of them, when he tried to alley-oop to throw it down to Boban when there were 6 defenders there. He should have just took a shot again. Took another jumper. But we have been horrendous from downtown. The Portland game, I don't even... What did we hit, like 7 threes? Tonight we only hit 10, and we didn't get to the line. Only 19 times at the free throw line. I don't know why Jimmy doesn't just kill defenders off the dribble. I just think he's... I mean, something's wrong with Jimmy. If you guys can tell when he's playing, he just doesn't look the same. You know, he says he's cool, that he just wants to win, but he's like, he's in a funk. That's why if he's okay with it or whoever wants to come... I think one of these guys has to come off the bench. It's a great starting 5, but they don't flow well together right at this moment. So maybe they move Jimmy to the bench. I don't see that happening because I think he would really, really harp and complain about it. But he could be that punch off the bench that would give you an easy 20 to 30 night in and night out. He doesn't have to struggle with sharing the ball with Simmons, who has to be effective, or Tobias, who can work, or who can take the ball up or work off the ball. JoJo, it would give him more touches with that second unit. Give that a shot. If that's true and you only care about winning, then you should be cool with coming right off the bench. Try that. Yo, Ben Simmons does not suck, M5. He'll probably murder Brett Brown if he didn't. Toby can score wherever. If he wants to come off the bench, start, whatever. But I think it's too many players, and well, that's exactly what it is. Our starting 5 is unbelievable, but it's not enough touches to go around. There isn't enough touches to go around. There's one ball. And yeah, since the trade, he's only getting 18% of the offensive touches. Jimmy is, with 10. Going into the fourth quarter, he only had 10 shots. He had 7 points. I think he ended up with 15. But it's just, he just looks out of whack. The energy doesn't look there. It's off and on. Something has to be altered. Something has to be changed. If you care about winning, and that's all it is about, come off the bench, bro. Because there's too many ball-dominant players in our starting 5 right now. Play basketball. He just sucks at shooting the basketball. Yeah, I don't know what M5's talking about. Ben Simmons does not suck. Yeah, right. Melo, nah. He can go L.A. That's a perfect fit. You can go start the geriatric super team with LeBron out there. Players 34 and up. They should trade for Flash, too. Wait, is he 37? He's coming off the bench. Go get it. It'd be like Miami, 10 years in advance. They got in the DeLorean. Ball stopping Melo. Yep, that's the elderly. We just call that the nursing home now. The nursing home of the NBA. Would trade out Amir Johnson, go out there. You know, you got Rondo there. All the gray hairs. How you liking that, Smooth? And then Mike Muscala to top it off. I just think they're cooked. They're done. They're not going to do anything until he stops whining and crying until they get Anthony Davis. That's why the LeVar boys are going to have trouble too. Not LiAngelo, LaMelo coming in. Who's going to want to draft him? You see he hasn't been getting invited to the McDonald's All-Star game for high schoolers. He didn't get invited there, even though he's a top 30 player. Because nobody wants to deal with the drama of LeVar Ball and that whole situation. He got pulled out of college. He played professional in Lithuania. He didn't get invited to the All-American McDonald's All-Star game like all the top high schoolers do. He wasn't invited to another thing, and he's a top 30 player in his class, respectively. So he might fall wherever he does go. Anybody takes a flyer on the kid. I definitely think he's talented. Is he as good as Lonzo? I don't think so, but he's definitely better than LiAngelo. He sucks. I think their dad has really royally screwed them, especially the two younger ones, in LiAngelo and LaMelo. If you would have let LiAngelo stay at UCLA, and we know he screwed himself for stealing in China, blah, 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 blah. If he would have stayed in college a couple years, he probably could have been drafted. Who's that, Styles? You talking about Lonzo? I just think they're all upset with that whole organization. Luke Walton, they're trying to alienate him, and yeah, that's funny. He is leading the world in steals. So, it's a big test for LeBron to put that team on his back, and more so the Sixers. I think Luke Walton's going to get fired at the end of the year. See, that organization don't have a problem firing their coach. Yeah, the one who shoplifted, that's LiAngelo, who got caught stealing in China, even though the family's got money. Pray for Kyle. Who, Kuzma? It's just it's turmoil out in L.A. That whole Anthony Davis situation, and well, I know there's all that drama going on now, especially with Kyle Kuzma. All the young players are definitely pissed at LeBron and not playing hard for him, and comments coming out of here. And then you saw the comments Kyrie said after they lost to Chicago that they have nothing to worry about because he's here. A lot of arrogance being thrown around. Yeah, Jeannie Buss doesn't know what she's doing. Then you've got Rob Pelinka, who's a joke. I'm glad I'm not a Lakers fan. They got LeBron and all that other crap. So we got our own crap we got to deal with, though. We are missing the biggest piece to the puzzle. A guy that's going to be able to put this all together and coach this starting five. Yeah, LeBron is a cancer. I agree. Because it's not flowing right now. I honestly believe one of these guys is going to have to move to the bench. And it sucks to hear that Zaire is not going to play at all this season. Because I definitely think he could have helped this team out defensively. Obviously, offensively, it's going to take some time for him just to gel with the team. Oh, hell no. I don't want Kevin Love. He makes way too much bread. And he's soft. I honestly think we can beat Toronto or Boston. No, I don't. Not with Brett Brown as our coach. I definitely do not. He's looking more and more confused and lost as the season goes on. We just got by with the skin of our teeth tonight. We definitely look suspect, Pappy. His team has looked suspect. We were looking good there for a while. Once the trade happened, right away, we were flowing, and then we hit a little bit of a rut. But it's because teams are starting to adjust. They know what to do. Now, with JoJo, I thought we had a little bit of an advantage over teams because this was our chance to really open up the playbook and dispense all the firepower we have in the starting five. But Brett didn't do that. There's no game planning. There's nothing like that. It's the same shit. Dribble handoff to JJ. JJ took so many ill-advised threes. Like when he got the ball in a fast break. Instead of taking it up, getting the easy two. He missed an easy two in the beginning of the game. It was like the third shot of the game. He missed an easy layup. And what does he do? He stops and jacks up the three. And then he took at least 2 threes that were like 33 feet away from the basket. Kind of like his own heat check. I know he started to heat up a little bit, but it's like, come on, dude. Like, he just likes to center his offense around like the 4th best player on the court. I would love to have Larry Brown back, but he's old as hell. I don't even know if he'd want to come back coaching. Be dope to have him back here. I think you need an old school coach like that. But who's really out there? Mark Jackson. I've been saying Mark Jackson's name for a few years now. I would love to have Mark Jackson here. He's the only guy I can really think of that's out there at the moment. Gentry, I don't think is going to get fired. You know, we screwed ourselves by letting Lloyd Pierce go. I've said that over and over and over and over. I sound like a broken record. But you look at college coaches that could be out there. And who's going to leave? The cupboard's a little bare. Who is the white whale? Who is our white whale? Steve Kerr, Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers would be the perfect coach for this team. Oh, Mike D'Antoni's horrible. I didn't want him. I'm glad he left. Yeah, Jay Wright, everybody says that, but why would he leave a good situation in Nova? Now that they're struggling a little bit, but he's definitely got a great living there. They'll never fire him. So unless he wants to leave on his own accord, we ain't getting Jay. And a lot of college coaches do not have success, you know, when they come up to the big leagues. There's been a lot of guys. Calipari failed. Rick Pitino. Ha! Yeah, I'll get up in there, coach. I can't get no wrong then. No, hell no, I don't want Calipari. He's not really a great basketball mind. He's just a great recruiter. And when he was up here before and he coached the Celtics, oof, it was bad. Rick Pitino, he failed. He was a really great college coach. You know, Larry Brown, it was successful, as we know. Had success as SMU. I forget where else he coached in college. Brad Stevens being another one that was successful. Came from Butler and then right up there. Maybe we go after Shaka Smart if he wants to leave Texas. Coach K. Was he a coach in the NBA? I don't remember him coaching in the NBA. But he's right. He's got a great situation set up at Duke. Yeah, I would like to look at Shaka if he ever leaves. He did a great job that got him that Texas job. Coach K is never leaving Duke. Give it up. Give it up, Smooth. Yeah, Jimmy's a big question mark. And, you know, maybe I don't mind him coming back. He doesn't seem to flow with the team. And I think that's because Brett Brown doesn't know how to use him right. That is why. Has been... actually, Coach Thibodeau's out there. I don't know if I would mind Tibbs. Had a lot of success with the Bulls. Oh, yeah, Phil Jackson trying to bring back the glory days, huh? So you've got this drama, this stress. No Tibbs. Yeah, like I said, the cupboard's bare. I wouldn't mind him as an assistant. But, you know, my main guys, like I said before, I've mentioned before. I haven't heard anything on Boban yet, Drew. It didn't look good, though. I'm thinking it's the ACL. Yeah, they probably did, Jimmy and him. Well, we don't know if Jimmy's going to be here next season. So we really can't hinge Coach not being here because he's unhappy with a free agent. Do you think? I was just going to talk to you, mention that, Pappy. I'm praying Bryce Harper comes here, but I honestly don't know. Him waiting this long makes me fearful that LA is going to swoop in and he's going to take the lesser years for more money because it's all about average annual salary. So AAV. Unless the Phillies hit him with a whopping number that he can't just walk away from. So it's all about who's got the better poker face. The Phillies have a set amount. They come out and say at the beginning of the offseason they want to spend stupid money. Okay. Well, if you go out there, make that assumption, and say you're going to do that, we all assume that's what's going to happen. They haven't done that yet. They've had a lot of great moves to the offseason, but this is leading up to signing a player of Bryce Harper's caliber. Not many times you have a talent like Bryce Harper hitting free agency, for one, at his prime age, which is 26 years old. A star of his caliber. Is he worth that money? Hell no. But everybody gets overpaid in free agency. That's just the name of the game. But if you're saying you want to offer him like 326 and you're not willing to go any higher than that, well, Nate Boban got hurt pretty bad, it looked like. Look, maybe an ACL. But if you're going to talk about spending stupid money and you're not willing to give him at least like 375, then all these moves in the offseason, to me, is a waste. Now, people have said he's not worth it, go get a pitcher. Well, there's no pitchers out there worthy of $300 million that are going to equate to a talent of Bryce Harper's level. He's going to play hard for you. You know, he could hit a lot of dingers in this park and add an element to this offense that could be close to that 2008 team. But if you're not willing to spend it, and then people are said, oh, well, you know, Mike Trout this, Mike Trout that, you can't hinge on something that's going to happen 2 years from now. Just because he is an Eagles season ticket holder and grew up in Jersey doesn't automatically mean that he's going to come here and play for the Phillies. That's just silly. And you can still go out and get Mike Trout if you sign Bryce Harper for $350 million. We still have the money to spend that. But John Middleton, by leaving this door open for LA, scares me. Because he wants to play on the West Coast, Bryce does. He wants to be close to his family. He wants to... Everything is in their leverage. He wanted to play for LA. Dodgers were one of his prime teams. You know? So, he growing up through the organization, he was with Jason Worth. Jason Worth played here, as we know. There was a lot of bad blood between the Philly fans and Jason Worth. He mentored Bryce coming up as a 19-year-old. So God knows what he spewed in his ear. But if you're going to shy away from a city, a baseball town, a team that is passionate about their fans because we're going to give you some guff when you're not playing good, that just makes you look weak and like a bitch. You can go out to LA and go to some half-hearted fans that don't know shit about sports and don't care about sports, leaving the third inning. They're not passionate fans. They don't deserve all the teams they have out there and all the success that they've had. 2 football teams. The only reason they have all that is because of money. That is all. So them leaving the door open, Middleton not getting that deal done, yeah, it worries me. So now, what I'm going to do if I'm John Middleton, I'm not showing my hand. I'm pushing all in. 7-2 deuce, baby. All in. $375 million. Get this deal done. You got the years. You got the annual average cash. You got everything Bryce Harper wants. Boris wants to be greedy. Cool. I don't care. It's not our money. Pay the man. Get his ass here. I want more parades down Broad Street. That's all I got to say about that. But now we have to wait. We play the waiting game like we have for the past 3.5 months. Yeah, I know. It's all up to Bryce, man. What's going to happen? This will be a lost off season, though. If you don't get Manny, well, you're not going to get Manny, but the 2 big free agents like that hitting the free agency market right when they're hitting their years of their primes, the beginning of their primes, and you get neither of them, and you have the most cap, or not cap, but the most money, because there's no cap in baseball, that spells disaster, because these fans, well, us, are going to let you have it, bro. Everybody in the media, it's going to look like a lost cause. Just pay them. Everyone knows ESPN puts topics of ratings. Everyone knows the Lakers are ass, yet they are getting covered. Exactly. It's LA, baby. The glitz, the glamour. Not a passionate fan base. Not a knowledgeable fan base. You know, they just got the glitz, the glamour, the good weather. It's really all they have going for it, in my opinion. I've been out to LA. It's clustered. It's congested. It's got nice weather. That's about it. You mean you're a Lakers fan, Smooth? I'm glad he didn't bring all his bad press to Philly. Who? LeBron? Yeah, I'm happy he did all that shit out there. I was ecstatic. I did not want him here, and I caught a lot of shit for that. But I'm glad he chose LA. No, they ain't trading LeBron. There's no way, Adam, that LA's doing that. Magic tried really hard to get him there, to lure him there. They'll figure it all out. They're going to be in on Anthony Davis. They could get Klay Thompson there or Kevin Durant. Nah, hell no. Your Lakers keep him, Smooth. Nah, we don't want him. We've moved on from LeBron. Keep that cancer out there in LA. Destroy that team. The front office and everything else that he does. He's the coach. He's the GM. But hates the Lakers. He gave up on the Sixers when we lost AI. Well, what, he's not a fan now? No, I don't want Moose back. You guys, fleeced us on that one. Still upset about that. Muscala's a freaking MVP of this town and out in LA. Nah, dude, we wouldn't be in the finals, Styles. There's no way. I was hurt when we traded AI for... Yeah, that sucked. I hated seeing AI go, but sometimes you have to do that to get rid of the bad blood that has on here and move on from your superstars. It happens everywhere. Very rare that guys end the career that they got drafted with. Muscala is the GOAT, for sure. I don't think he's overrated. I definitely think he's one of the best players to ever play. But a lot of bullshit comes with him. Much like it does with any superstar, you know? I think he's a little extra with it. Who's better than Scalabrine? Mike Muscala is the GOAT. No, he's not. Ben Simmons is not the next LeBron. Don't say that. There's no way. I mean, I hope he turns into a scorer like LeBron, but the personalities are completely different. Well, he's 34. Father Time's undefeated. I agree, Digital Print House. He might be the next MJ. I think he's more skilled than LeBron. Definitely a different attitude. Definitely a different mindset. Embiid, Redick, Simmons, LeBron, Rocco. We would an elite scoring, shot blocking center next to LeBron. Dude, you're crazy if you think inserting LeBron into this lineup right now would take us all the way to the finals. There's no way in hell. Nope. He would ostracize everybody in this lineup. He'd have the coach fired, which I wouldn't care about. But he'd be playing GM, coach. I mean, look what the separation he did with them young kids out there now. He just wants to go from super team to super team, take over and do everything that he wants, and just leave everything in shambles because he wants to be remembered as the best, which I don't think will ever happen. He thinks he can surpass Michael in championships, which I don't think will ever happen. So he can be considered number one, which I don't think will ever happen. To me, you got Wilt and MJ as the two best. LeBron is dropping an album on March 1st. There you go. Maybe you can have a career in that. Although rap's already kind of been ruined, so he can't at least water that down or ruin that. Because that's been ruined for years. Yep, I told you BC was a rat, bro. Scum. He's a freaking giant vermin. I hated Brian Colangelo. Rat face scum. I love Elton Brand, though. Love him as the GM. But Brett's time has come to an end. His expiration date. We got to get him out of here. Finito. Boom. Gone. He will never be mentioned again, Pappy. Little Uzi Vert from Philly, you good. No, I don't like him. I don't... Just to delve into a little bit of rap real quick before I end this, because I've gone out on, completely out of left field off the topic. I don't really think Philly has ever had a talented rapper. You've got Lil Uzi Vert. I don't like any of today's rap. I think it's garbage. I grew up during the times of Biggie, Pac, Big L, Big Pun. Legends. Those guys are legends. Jay-Z. Meek Mills is garbage. Even Freeway, dude. Just complete trash. Beanie Siegel. I like one song from Beanie Siegel. But I give respect to New York. New York has had some of the most legendary rappers ever. You got Mobb Deep, Wu-Tang, Pac's from Brooklyn, or not Brooklyn, but he's from New York originally. Big Pun, even Fat Joe was dirty back in the day. Black Thought, yup. Well, that's true. Black Thought's really good. Cassidy's not bad. Kendrick's, Yeah, I like the Roots. Black Thought. Exactly, when rap was an art form. No, I don't like J. Cole. Vinny Paz, he's underground. Not a lot of people know him. That's true. He's nice. I don't think they compare to all those guys I just mentioned, though. You know, Biggie, Pac, Big L. M's nice, but Detroit, he's holding that together. Today's rap's better? Better? Yeah, right, Smooth. How old are you? You're probably like 20. Joey Badass is decent in this era. Right. He's okay. Wu-Tang, Mobb Deep, Nas. Exactly, you're 19. Okay, enough said. You're from the era that likes this garbage. I don't even know what to call it. It's terrible. Bieber? There you go. You can hang out with Bieber and Mike Muscala then. But nobody touches them legends. Biggie's the best rapper I've ever heard in my life. He's the best of all time. Nobody will ever compete or come close to his style or his rhyme scheme. Dope. Tupac's good. He bitches a little bit too much, but Big Pun's dope. His son, Chris Rivers, is real nasty. Best female rapper? Ooh. Man, I don't know. Lil Kim used to be real nice. You got Eve. Lady of Rage. Chris Rivers is sick. Like, I think he sounds just like his pops. And Fat Joe did that family dirty. Yeah, Cardi B and all. I don't... Like, Nicki Minaj, they're all corny. I don't listen to that trash shit. I don't know. I don't even waste my time. Rhapsody for this generation for ladies. Opinion is not that good. Beanie is one of the best Philly major figures underground. Dude, I don't like Beanie Siegel. His bars don't impress me at all. Really doesn't. His one song, I Don't Do Much, is good. But I don't think he's that good. This team will kill Broads. Almost killed me, Broads. Made my eyes bleed. Yeah, Extension, all them dudes. 6ix9ine, they're just... I'd rather stick drill bits in my ears than listen to that. I'm not a fan of Beanie. I mean, I'm not saying he's trash. He's okay. Little Pump, yeah, and everybody's got a little in front of their name, like, so original. Sixers are becoming unwatchable in this way. Like, all them guys got little Peep, little Pump, little Chump. Like, their mothers should have swallowed them. That's all I got to say about that. Yeah, so am I, if we lose in the first round. I could not see Brett. Yeah, Lil Yachty. Yeah, they all should have been like Lil Peep and OD'd and see you bye. Move on. Yo, Petey Crack. Yes. Forgot about him. All right, yeah, but they will, and I'm worried. Brett Brand, yeah, to get back, so we got a little bit of music in there, but this team is scary. We have a tough matchup. The next 2 games, we're on the road to finish up this road trip. We go to Oklahoma City, and then we've got the champs coming in Saturday before I bounce out. Yeah, I like Eve. I used to want to, I had a huge crush on Eve back in the day. Sexy. Then you had DMX back in the day. I'm going to spring training. Yeah, Warriors are they're gonna wax that ass. They're gonna turn it around, and we're gonna be 2 pump chumps. That's what's gonna happen. We're gonna be 2 pump chumps against them. They're gonna turn us over and then wax that ass. Because Steve Kerr is gonna be playing chess. Brett's gonna be playing checkers. He's gonna be sitting there scratching his balls and his ass and his head, thinking, I don't know what to do because I can't make in-game adjustments against this super squad. Tampa, if you want to link up, I can make your Bitterbird shirt or something. Good looks, Digital. Yankees. Screw your Yankees. Did the Lakers lose to the Grizz? Ah! Oh, LeBron. That's a shame. To his credit, though, he's had a lot of logged minutes on them legs for the past 7 years. He's played a lot of games in June. We have a couple decent bench pieces. Doesn't even... Nope, he has no clue. He should read a book, Coaching for Dummies, is what he should go out and do. But I'm going to get up out of here. I'd like to catch up with you guys for the OKC game, and I will be doing videos when I'm down at spring training, soaking up the rays and the beautiful weather. Welcoming our Phillies. Hopefully, Bryce Harper will be a part of that squad by then. Rig the draft for the Lakers to get Zion. Nah, that ain't happening. Maybe if they are going to rig it, they should help the Knicks out and get that organization back up. But I liked chatting with you guys. We got a little bit of music in here. It was fun talking. Our eyes bled a little bit watching Brett Brown. You know, it didn't hurt our ears like the rap of this day and age, but you can't win them all. Because everybody listens to that shit now. Rap died. Sorry, guys. Died 15 years ago. All right, I'll hit you up, Digital Prince. Maybe we can link up. But I think we moved to face offense. Same thing we did last year. JoJo got hurt. We have to change something. Because it's the same night in and night out. We talk about the same stuff, broken record. Too lackadaisical on the defensive end. We don't get out in transition defense, especially around the perimeter. They get killed in the paint. We don't get to the line, which is where we are successful, but they don't make adjustments. It was fast-paced, then we slow it down, then we just don't know what to do. We're sloppy with the ball. Nobody wants to move. There's no ball movement to break down defensively. Laurie or Embiid, I don't know. Laurie's up and coming, though. Laurie Marketing is up and coming. Message me if you want any Sixer shirts. Digital, if you want to message me on this, I want to talk to you about possibly a business proposition if you do make shirts. But just get at me on this, John. Leave your info or whatever, and then maybe we can link up. Same with you, COD. Do you make shirts or whatever? If you guys, if anybody out there wants to link up with us and do like a business proposition to get sponsorship for the Bitter Birds, we'd greatly appreciate it. We've been looking for sponsors to get this baby going, to keep it growing. So if you'd like to help us out or make a little donations to help us get this thing and make it grow bigger and bigger, that's what we're looking to do, me and Adrian. Get our voices out there. You know what I'm saying? So I can spew and talk sports and do what I love to do. Talk a little bit of music, hate on rap, new age rap, and just talk. Just yammer on. All right, guys, this is Kyle Gaffner with the Bitter Birds. I rambled on for 70 minutes again. I apologize. I tend to do that a lot. But goddamn, was this brutal to watch. Hashtag Brett Brown, let's get his ass fired. Lil Uzi. We can link him up with Lil Uzi, Lil Peep, and the rest of them that should have had their mother swallow him. I'm out. KG on Bitter